Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transfer Over 2, and welcome back to Errors. Gliding over at our new station of Trent on the River. Did a little bit of detailing between episodes. This station was added so that we have one more stop on this massive, long, beautiful high-speed route that goes from the top to the bottom of the map. So we're going to focus on this from a rolling stock point of view and get some trains on this, because currently there's nothing assigned to the line. I do like how this has come out. I think it's got that quaint little country village going to it. Between episodes I did add a extra track on their side here, and actually even put the different signal on it to kind of give cargo trains a chance to park there and re-water and stuff. There goes our main line. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the rattle. Yeah. So what we need to do is to change this line a little bit. The express currently, if we look at it, is stopping. The game will give you a text of wherever the stops are. So you can see, because Reeds is highlighted, it is stopping there. And this is all the signals that I've got through here. The Express currently does stop at Reeds, and I want to get rid of that. Really, what I want the Express to be is from Lonestone all the way to Ambridge and then through to Cornhill. So today, we're actually going to forge the track forward first. We're going to get it all the way up the coast, make a quick little station in Cornhill, and then we can reassign the line, risky drop of Reeds, and then the stopping service will just go from Lonestone through Trent, through Reeds, and then to Ambridge and back again. So basically the stopping service isn't going to go any further north than this, and in fact it may even turn the corner and end up over here instead. So it's kind of like got a different purpose. I think that's probably what's going to happen long term. But yeah, the first thing is to get this in, and then what we'll do is this thing, I assume, is going to drop like significantly the number of people who want to use it. So the numbers are huge, but I expect a lot to move across to the stopping line, and then we'll get the stopping line going. So yeah, without further ado, let's forge forward. I do want to be cognizant of cargo. There's no cargo over here yet. I'm pretty sure what's going to happen, and actually we can even do it now, is I think I'm going to put another station over here, and we'll go through the station, and then cargo will be dealt with over there. I'm going to delete all this just to make sure that it is flat. And we'll continue around that corner. I'm pretty sure I did do it flat, but just in case. And I'm going to go a fair way out of town here. I'm pretty sure over there is fine. Eventually, where are we heading for? We're going to that direction. So I want to come out straight. So something like that. And that hill's going to get destroyed. So what we'll do is we'll have the passenger network go through, and then cargo on either side. So we'll do a building, and it's going to be a cargo building. Actually, I wasn't really planning on doing it this way today, but this is what we're doing. It doesn't really matter what this looks like, because I'm going to destroy the land anyway. So do that, and I should say I'm going to destroy the buildings anyway. So yeah, they can go like that. And then configure, bulldoze, 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 bulldoze. Actually, did I use catenary? I did. I think I can quickly fix that by just using this tool. There we go. And then we'll put some tracks on this. Got to make sure it's the right one. Tracks, normal tracks. And so these tracks are where the cargo will stop. And that's a very weird pattern through there. And then very, very quickly, we'll just put on some platforms. I'm just going to do these temporarily. I probably will come back here and diorama this up. But just so we know that this thing is going to be a cargo station. The reason that I did that is I want to work out how the cargo is going to go north. So it's going to come in here, do a U-turn, then come out this way. That's why it's important for me to know what's happening here. I think, hopefully, I might be able to squeeze in another track here, and we'll just have a nice big bridge. I think that's about the right distance. We'll go up to there, and come on, game, you can do it. That can go there. So yeah, and then this will somehow curve in, I think. So I'm actually going to go, yeah, actually I can go over the top here, I think, because, yeah, doesn't necessarily have to work. So we'll do that, and that can come out straight, and then they can join each other, and then in theory, I think that will do for now. You can get cut out. You know what? I'm actually tempted to leave it like that, because it's harder to undo. That way I can put a road on top. And we'll go to here, and then hopefully I can just do that. Cool. And then, I know, it's probably going to have to change, but yeah, it's just a placeholder. So cargo comes in, cargo comes out, and we know that we have to do tracks this way. All right, let's get the high speed down, and then within this short period here, let's keep it level. Oh, that is high. All right, where are we going? So we need to go towards the coast. So let's go this way. I am going to risk trying to merge these on a slope, I think. Yeah, I'm going to ground level over there. Ground level over there. And then, because these are all the same. So how's this need to work? So you need to come like that. Yeah, I need to go across. At some point it will let me. I think it's as complex as that to get them to merge, because the left's always going to be the left. Yeah, left's always going to be on the left, and the right's always going to be on the right. Yeah, that should work. Okay. All right, let's head off. So I am highly encouraged to stay on the coast, and we'll have a beautiful like Riviera line. Once again, a Train Sim World 6 reference. And I think we can just kind of follow the terrain here. I don't think there's much to be lost. Yeah, coming down to terrain height. I think it kind of will be fun to be where the water is. Obviously, we're going to try to keep this relatively straight, but there will have to be a little bit of a wiggle. Yeah, so that got a bit low. Actually, did I press that last one level? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you're on the ground. So I think if I stay level for a lot of this, I think we're going to get a much better experience. And then around here, actually that could be a tunnel there. That will work well. Yeah, that would work well. So yeah, I'm working out where I'm going to. I think through there. So something like that. Well, actually, it's got a little tunnel. All right. We haven't got that many tunnels on the map, actually. I think I'm okay with that. If I keep up that, do you ever pop out? You pop out over here. And how high are you? Are you high enough for a bridge? Not really, but not this area is not really bridge-esque anyway. If I turn that off and come up a bit, you know what? We can have a tunnel. We don't actually have that many tunnels on the map, and I can probably bring back some of this. So if I delete, say, that segment, at least probably one more, I think we can say to here, hey, carve it out. Yeah, that works. And then same with this hand, we can undo some of this and bring it out earlier. And yeah, I think that looks okay. Yeah, we haven't got that many tunnels. From a bridge point of view, let's get across. I don't like having a bridge that twists. So let's come the direction we want to go. Stay level. And we'll come across. I think this one we can go with a pretty boring steel type one. How does that look? I mean, it's very low, but I think this whole river is kind of like that. How about this one? Yeah, that one's cool. I'm okay with that. A bit long. How about a girder one? A girder one's... Yeah, it's so low to the water. I don't think we can do this one because it's going to be too many hoops and it's missing its legs. We could put legs in. We could put legs in. Yeah, we also could change the river. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to do that. Let's change the river so that it's a little bit narrower around here. And I think we can get away with just a double hoop with a pillar in the middle. No, one less, please. So I want this to start later. How can I do this? I think if I go like this and go, give me some land. The game can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. Just a little bit. Yeah, I might even have to bring this up a little bit. All right, let's try again. Let's try again. Whoops. Level, straight, and a nice arc. Oh, now I've lost the thing in the middle. Oh, that's annoying. So, there it goes. So, if I shorten it, yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Which side of the track are we doing? Are we doing the left or the right? Not that makes much difference, but we are doing the right. Let's get this in and see how that bridge looks with a double track over it. The plan is to have a shed line here, just have 2 tracks. The chances of us needing 4 tracks this far remote is pretty low. There's just not going to be enough traffic to justify it. I think that last bit was very kinky. How's that look? You know what? I'm okay with that. I think that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. We'll have to do some diorama stuff. I think we can do the very simple depaint though, because that's all this water texture that we don't really need. Same thing over here. Yeah. Get rid of some of that texture up top of the hill. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's keep going. So we're going to go up and around the coast, I guess. Yeah. Keep forging forward. So over here, are we into tunnel zone again? Looks like we are. My plan is to keep up the speed. It will be a shared line, so the cargo will slow it down, but that's fine. Wow, all these tunnels. Yeah, I suppose we can do that. I don't know how many tunnels I want. Why are we so... Okay, it's because of the cliff. Alright, let's go really close to the water here. Yeah, let's go really close to the water. And keep on going. Yeah, this area is quite hilly, isn't it? It goes up and down, up and down. I think I might actually come down to grade a bit. And then we're going to get around this corner. Let's go for a 200. Yeah, that works. And before we know it, we are there. Ah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I think that last bit I'm going to leave off for now because we can make a nice curve as we get into the station. So my plan is to put it on this side of the road, or the river, I should say. So it will go through. There needs to be cargo and passenger, and it needs to continue on because I suspect the cargo portion of this will go over here. So I think the best thing to do is just choose a height. I'm going to choose this as the height, I guess. I think it's pretty arbitrary. I don't think it makes too much difference. Out of interest, how high is that over here? Okay, that's about right. Okay, that's about the height I want to be. And then this is going to go off in this direction, and you can come down a grade. And that can end there for now. And then our station's going to be here. So I like the idea of it being a little bit in. We might work out how we put in depots and stuff. All right, let's put a building in. We'll start with passenger. I don't think it's going to make much difference. We're going to destroy it anyway. Catenary, no length. It's going to be a 320 because these high-speed lines are huge. My plan is to have just one platform for cargo and one platform for cargo. I think that makes, whoops, not delete the whole thing. Configure, and yeah, I think that should work. My thought process was to get people to walk into here, but I think I might with the way the road is. I think I will actually use this centralized way of doing it. I do like to put the square ends on. So let me do that under platforms and then the Great Western stuff. And you've seen me do this a bazillion times. And then let's quickly put on the end caps. I think it's -5 offset. And then this is going to be a platform with a wall. Which way around is that? Do I always get it wrong? I always get it wrong. This way around. And this way around. And this way around. I got it in the end. Oh, we are a little bit high here. Interesting. I didn't realize that. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad we stayed away from a track point of view then. So, like that. Actually, I think I might downgrade those to normal around here. We'll get rid of the high speed can be like over there. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all this hilliness. And then where's our track? So we will allow it to be high speed. This is on the double. This is on the right hand side. I'm liking this. I think this would be an amazing railway trip, like from a scenic point of view. The question for the day is, should I put another town in here? So we tend to use a distance of about that. You can see everything's about that far apart, even a little bit more. There probably should be a town here too, but I don't think I will. With all these junctions because of the grain, I think it will just cause chaos. I'm definitely going to put something here, and I'm going to put something over here. And probably actually both sides of the river here. We'll do some ferries or something. But do I want something over here? I'm going to maybe say no. Yeah, maybe not. This does have a justification for a town. Yeah, whatever it is, this it's going to be like what we're doing right now. It's just going to be a station where it has stopping holes. It's not going to like peel off and come back on again. All right, so let's commit to this. What's that do? Beautiful round curve. End of the high-speed line. Start slowing down and get into the station. And then we will make it so they can get in. I'm a big fan of doing it this way as big curves. And yeah, that looks great. Signals, straight like this. And then waypoint signals. You are going to go there. Get our thing out. I love this British mod for the signals. It makes it so beautiful. Actually, I always put down the half one because that's what normally you need. But in this rare case, I actually could stop. No, I can't. I was going to say I could stop at this signal. If I change them around, I can though. Yeah, let me redo this. So because this is going to be a guaranteed way in, I can put the signal out here. As actual signals. Normally I put waypoints on the points, but because this is actual stopping for real, yeah, we actually can do that. And so the train will stop about, it stops about, I don't know, a couple of yards in front of this, so it'll stop about here. And then that can go like that. And then normally if we give this 2 positions, always get the wrong side, it should just reach. And there you go. So that's the entrance into Cornhill. So we actually could do this Cornhill entry cargo. If I spell entry right. And then this would be Cornhill entry pass. What did I press there? And so, yeah, this should be one way. That one should be one way as well. So there's the entry into Cornhill. And then they can get out pretty easily. I think, just for the fun of it, I'm going to put a waypoint here. I don't like putting real ones there because what happens if the train's a little bit shorter, it just rolls up the 10 yards and stops, and it's just ugly. So let's do that, and yeah, it's cool, and they'll be told to leave when they've got a chance. All right, let's give this guy a major makeover when it comes to the platform. Let's have a nice big row of stuff. I think I may use these big cargo sheds a lot. Big storage area. So this is going to be where people load and unload. And so that's why it's kind of like exposed and open. And then over here, what I'm going to do is have a whole lot of buildings where it's like more secure. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then that can be empty, empty, empty. And then we need a building. I'm tempted to maybe squeeze it in here. I think these buildings snap. Yeah, like that. Can I get 2 of them in? Yeah, I can. Nice. And I think that works. I think maybe that second one was too much. I think, is there a smaller one? Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to put them somewhere else. Well, let me just do, I can't do that. Oh, fine, I'll just do the one. All right. Right, so let's get the smoothing gun out and we'll get all this to grade for a fair bit around here. And then, yeah, let's get this thing connected. So there's no point bringing people up here if it doesn't connect to town. So we've got to get that right. So that name's correct. And then this one, this is the cargo side. This is going to be Cornhill Cargo. And then, out of interest, if I do, I'm an R in there. If I, where are we? On a highway road. Does that cause tendrils? It does not. So this part doesn't cause tendrils. Okay. So if that's the case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these back by 1 node. And we'll use the house thing again. And I'm actually going to build over the top. That looks cool. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's really cool. All right. Let's work out how town's going to work. Is there a beautiful road that goes through town? There is. There's this one. So this one should be the bridge in town. So let's make this, I think this one with the dotted lines perfectly fine. I don't think we need to upgrade too much. When we get to episode 70 and I regret that, you can call me out on that. But yeah, I like that. And then, yeah, I'm okay with coming all the way over here. So let's come across here. We'll come across the level. Let's choose something that's kind of iconic. Maybe, I think a stone bridge might be fun, with maybe a different color. I do plan to put a huge amount of industry up here. So this is where I want to put all my mines. So I like the idea of maybe a different color, like bricks. Actually, yeah, the brickworks will probably be up here. Yeah, so the brickworks is going to be probably around here. So I like the idea of that. So I might go the red one, bigger arches. That's what M means. And then I'll actually give it the railing, which I think is kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's cool. And yeah, then we need to come across here. So I think this dirt road needs some love. And we'll go across here. And then I'm tempted to make a T-intersection. And then that can go off that way. And we'll just use dirt road. We'll use the semi-bigger one. And we'll just upgrade that a little bit. All right, and then this way, we need to use highway road. Keep on going. Oh, I like that. I like how it's nice and straight. And then where's this? So let's squeeze this past there. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space. I think that looks good. And then we can squeeze that in there. And then I want to put in a roundabout thing. So let's put that to about there. And then under buildings, I want to use this guy. So we're going to use, it's going to be an electric tram. I'm going to definitely do that. And yeah, simple as that, I think. I think that's going to look fantastic. Yes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And all right, so let's have fun with making a route. So I think we'll go, I actually do want to come over here a bit. So as much as there's a main road through here, I don't think that's the way that the tram's going to go. I think the tram is going to end up going through here. Yeah, we'll go around there, around there, around there. We'll go all the way over here. And I think let's clean some of this up. Yeah, I like the idea of a big ring road. Make that a curve. Yeah, so we can come in around the ring road. And then up to here. And then we'll give this a curve at the end as well. And then these smaller roads can definitely continue through. Actually, I probably should be using these bigger ones. And that can connect onto there. And like that, and then like that. All right, so let's get rid of this one. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that should work. And yeah, so let's do the magic wand that gives us electrification. So tools, we want this one. Catenary, yes, this is going to be powered. It's going to go through here, through here. Click, click. I've noticed the game is getting a little bit slower, a little bit less responsive. It's definitely building up. So far, it's handled it admirably, so it's not a problem at this point. And around it goes. Yeah, so I like the idea of this. This is cool. I like how this could be the depot. So let's hide this away over here. I'm going to let that natural curve actually control that. So we were in highway. Yeah, so let's just use this one. And yeah, same over here. And that's going to go like that, but we will use the wider one. And I think I will upgrade this little bit here. Nice. And then from a distribution point of view, we'll just use this like we always do. And it's going to be town, vanilla, and high capacity, no fence, and then much like we did last time, we'll just put in 2 of these. And I think I like the idea of centering them around these things. Might delete this one and put this one down central too. Probably won't use that much capacity around here, but it does give us a little bit of a diorama that we can play with. Down south we have like 3 deep on each of these, but we're not... Well, we might get that much, because what's going to happen is all of the local materials are going to get delivered to here, then the cargo will take it down the tracks. So, talk about tracks. Let's get some signals on it. Shouldn't need too many. Also, it does help if we actually have actual track. I think I'm going to use overhead for a lot of these. I am a fan of the overheads. So, am I? Yeah, I think it will. I was umming and ahhing then, but I changed my mind last second. I think I will use the overhead. No wings, and you go there. Actually, what I might do is put these catenaries things in. Oh, catenaries? No, gantries. Put the gantry in first. Put one there. For a tunnel, I think I'm going to go just normal signals. I don't like stuff staying in tunnels, so I always like to have the signals on the outside of a tunnel. And there, and same thing goes with bridges. I don't like things sitting on bridges. Yeah, once you surround each of the bridges and the roads and stuff, you end up with a pretty good pattern of stuff. And put a gantry down here by the beach, and I think another one around here as it approaches. Makes sense. And let's signal this all up. This is all going to be high speed stuff, and I think we can extend the line pretty soon. Make sure I don't miss my gantries right there. And we are going to finally, after, I think it's episode 30, is it? After 30 episodes, I think we're going to end up with a connected map, at least from a north-south point of view. Where's my gantries? There's one. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's definitely something that you look forward to. And once you've done it, you go, oh, I don't get to do that again. And done. That's it. I think. Yeah, we've got signals there. We are done. All right. Let's do some quick smoothification to get rid of all this blemish. And let's get some routes and stuff organized. New line from Cornhill, or colors. So we've been using green for deliveries. So, as in, I shouldn't say delivery, I should say passengers around town. So I think I'll use green still. Let's go. Oh, I haven't done stops, have I? No, I don't think I have. I was going to say, let's go. So they drive on the right side of the road. Okay, so let's go here, here, here. Oh, coverage is not good. Here, here, and there. That's probably way more than I need. Is there any part that's not being covered? The middles. Yeah, there's a little void there that's not getting covered, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, line, add station. And there we have it. There's Cornhill online. And yeah, I think we can just buy some trams. Let's buy, hey, the most expensive one. I think this might be a little bit popular. So let's go with 3 and put them on line 1. Unable to find path to stop. All right, so, okay, there's a good reason for that. This is missing, electric. And let's try it again. done. And so we have our beautiful trams rolling out. While that's happening, I will rename the line. We call the lines into towns or around towns. Passenger, then the town name. Cornhill. And capacity of 88, or a rate of 88. That should be okay. I think the train is like something like a 200 seats. So yeah, we may have to bump that up if this gets really popular. Is there any immediate people waiting? No, but they are kind of out of town, so they're gonna have to walk to it. I may have to play with this a bit more. I think that's from a coverage point of view. Some of this is down to distance. So if I do this, can I not do that? I can't, because it's got the station's right there. Okay, let's do it this way. Right, of course, does that line up too? It does. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll do that, and that should help. And I think these are pretty well connected. Yeah, what I should have done is put them closer to the junctions. So if I choose this one, yeah, I think the coverage is a little bit better. Still nobody waiting. Oh, you know why nobody's waiting? Because there's no train line. Duh, donut. All right, let's do this. Let's change the Great Western Railway. Click on this to get it. The Express, manage the line. So out of Lodestone, you are currently on this platform, I believe. I think platform 3, yeah, which is like a really good main one right there. You can see the passengers there. And then you go through the Trent entry, keeps you on that left track. And then I don't really need that signal, I don't think. And then on the outside of it, that's not exit, that's an exit express. And then what's this one? And then we don't need that one. And then off to Reeds in the middle. Now we're going to drop this in a sec. And then, so what I'm going to do is out of Reeds, I'm just going to make sure that we come through on that track. And then we're going to go to Ambridge. And now you are going to come in on 3, add station, and you're going to come all the way over here. You are going to come to there. There's only one to choose from. The one-way signals have caused it to be on the right side of the track. Over the left side of the track, weirdly. And then back to Ambridge. That is on the platform 4 on the left-hand side. We're not using alternates here. And then down the track at Reeds, we're going to lose that one. So I am going to choose that one. We're going to get rid of that. And then southbound entry, southbound exit, which is past Trent. And I don't need that one. That one can go away. And there we have it. So this guy, kind of popular. Where are you? Where are you? You are currently at Reeds. You are about to do that. So 152. Good to see. All right. Let's have fun with these things. So we're going to grab that one. We'll grab, if I can click on it, station. So it's going to be Lodestone. Man, this map is huge. Lodestone. Then Reeds is going to get dropped. Ambridge. Actually, we need Trent. So we'll go. So the next one on the line is that one. And then Reeds is next. And then Ambridge. And then last but not least, it is Cornhill. So that's cargo. Click the right one. There we go. So let me push these way out of the way. So in theory, you can see that 30 people want to go to Cornhill already. I'm not seeing anybody. Oh, maybe I've got the icon turned off. I don't. There we go. So yeah, there's 2 people there. All right, so that's good news. So how is our tram route going? So this guy, okay, 3 people on the trams. It's building up. And so far on the Cornhill station, nobody has arrived yet. But they've got to go a long way. They've got to go around the town and get to it. So they'll get here. By the time the express gets here, it should all work out. And then, yeah, so, yeah, 0 people on that. It's just a matter of time. All right. While that is running, let's play with the route. So, when it comes to these routes, we've got the express route, which is the one we just played with, and the stopping route. So the stopping route, manage the line. So from Lodestone, which is the platform next to the yellow one, go to Trent and come here. I did play with this. Yeah, I want 30 seconds both directions. I want when you're at Trent, just have a little bit of a delay just from a diorama point of view. Then go to Reeds, go to Ambridge. So when you go to Reeds, you're on the left-hand platform on the slow platform. When you go to Ambridge, you're on the slow platforms on the left-hand side. One day, they may turn to the left, go through the bypasses, and then the termination will be over there. But for now, they'll come back on the left, and then come out. They're going to push all the way out to the slow speed track. And that's correct. And then come into Trent on here, and voila. And did you stay on the outside track? You did not. So when you leave here, I need you to be on a low speed track. Wait, we can use this as the exit. And so this one right here, you stay wide. Perfect. Now the reason why we're seeing the other color. Oh, why is that? Why is there... No. Something's wrong here. So manage the line. Out of Lodestone. See how there's 2 oranges there? It means that by primarily they want to be here. So add station, and then you should be over here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, when you have multi-platform, you really have to kind of play with it sometimes. You have to force it. And so I tend to want to use this one. So I want you to take that. That's a better way of doing it. All right. Perfect. All right. So that line is configured correctly, but we don't have any vehicles on it. So let's get some vehicles. If we use the depot that is up here, you can come in and then take the first load and then go down the line. All right. Let's do this. I am going to buy the Flying Scotsman. I want to probably buy more than one of these. And I'm going to have to admit, I don't know whether there was more than one Flying Scotsman or not. I don't know if it was just one plane, whether it's a route or an engine. I probably should know that, but I don't. So this is going to go on the slow track. So, I'm going to have multiple. So feel free to yell in the comments if, when I make 2 of these, you're gonna lose your minds. All right. So this is going to go 120. We could go, so what's the capacity? 16, 10. Yeah, I like this one, 129 kilometers an hour. We don't need the 160s because it's going to go on the slow tracks. And let's go for, do I want to have brake vans? I think I should. Let's go to the 1927 variant. So this is the 1902. So we're going to go a front, and where's the 1927 variant? And then we'll go 3 of them, and then a back. So that makes it 113. I can't remember if we made some of the platforms 120 or 160. I think I'm going to go with 120. Purely from an aesthetic point of view. I'm tempted to maybe put one more on. Yeah, 132. Yeah, so that way it's like halfway. It kind of fits in the platform, but it's not overly short. 80 capacity, I like that. I think 80 is a good number, and it's still good. Top speed, we'll get to 120 in most situations. We're on the flat, so we'll be at top speed of 120 at 92 seconds. And so I think that's going to work well. And I'm going to buy one of them. Now I'm going to put it on the line, and we'll watch that come out. And then we are going to get rid of Reeds. If I get the keyboard WASD, right? Oh, look at that. You look awesome. Suit indeed. Yeah, so I'm going to get one of these. We'll let it transition from the top of the map, which is where we are right now, to the bottom. And then I'll buy another one, so we have two at opposite ends. That's cool. All right, while that's doing that, the express, manage the line. You are no longer going to stop at reads in either direction. So it is now a truly a express service. So down at Lonestown, down in London, there is 38 on the express, and they are going to Ambridge, which is the next station right up here, where this guy's pulling in right now. Oh, how cool does that look? Let's go back to the visuals. Ah, oh, isn't that awesome? And it looks like it's popular already. You can see how people are on the right hand side of the platform. And we have loaded 48 already. Nice. So I suspect what's going to happen is the express service is going to lose a lot of people. So up at Cornhill, which is the only way getting to Cornhill, which is the express, which is the top of the map over there. That's fine. That's going to be fine. Ambridge, this one, which is the diversion point. So the express is going to Cornhill, which is fine. You don't go to Reeds anymore. Do you? No, you don't. I got rid of it. Yeah, so what will happen is these people will bleed off. And actually, let's see what they're going to do. Via Reeds. It's not where it's... Yeah, it's the direction it's going. So yeah, these people are going to Lonestone exclusively on the express, which makes sense. I mean, why would you go on a stopping all stations when you can jump on the express and go all the way down to Lonestone? That makes sense. When it comes to this guy, yeah, so basically, if you're going to Lonestone and expressing it, you're using the express. And if you're going short distances, you go via Reeds. That makes sense. And then when you're at Reeds, next station on the line, one person wants to go to... Okay, that's kind of weird. And yeah, nobody wants to go to Trent right now. There's a couple of people at Trent. Let's have a look at Trent. So there's a couple of people here hanging around. And so this lovely lady is on the stopping on station train. And they are heading to Reeds. Yeah, so I think there's going to be a little bit of calibration as they work out, hey, which way is the best way to go? Like, you know, make sure they go in the right direction. Actually, that was correct, because she was on the left. Yeah, and the left hand's that way. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, when I did some detailing between episodes, I really put an emphasis on trying to integrate, like, the signal box and stuff. So normally the signal box is, like, down the track. But I was able to lift it a bit. I mean, it didn't look great on this side. Actually, both sides. It's a bit hovering at both sides. But I think it looks pretty cool by adding it to the end of the station. And we have this mod, which was... It's not going to kick in for another 10, 20 years, but I just wanted... It's quite different, and I wanted to use these carriages. So it's kind of cool how these French-inspired things drive on, these wagons. And yeah, you can see when it's at the station, I've actually got it... You can configure it the way you want. See how there's ramps here? And so when it moves along, those ramps stick up. But I've got it in its parked position. I've got it with the ramps down. And then, yeah, just plopped on this station. So this station is not integrated into it. It's actually just an asset. So under here, I actually just placed it manually. So it does snap to the track. So, yeah, and you can configure whether you do or don't want the awning and stuff. I turned the awning off because I needed it to squeeze under there. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I really like how these rails and stuff have just set it off. Just by dumping some old rail and wood planks around and then filling it up with these beautiful flowers. It really does give it a little bit more of a realistic look. And even things like the gate and stuff. This is a cow gate, but it just seems to work well with the white one. All right, have we got a train coming anytime soon? It is a long way. Where is this guy? Where are you? Here we're right there. Flying Scotsman. Oh, I'm so impatient. I want to buy another one, but I don't think it's wise until we get to the other end. Actually, since I see it right now, I did this episodes ago and have forgotten to fix it. Let's get that there. Yeah, it's better. And I think the other one's also missing at this end of the platform. And there. I think I might play with the tool here and downgrade the edges, just so it looks more consistent. Alright, I assume, whoops, there goes the mouse. I assume this can get up to speed. And we saw the stats in the depot buying menu that it took a couple of minutes. 100. This is why I have everything so separate. If we had got to another town by now, we wouldn't have got to speed. This thing doesn't seem to have that much horsepower. I would have thought the Flying Scotsman would have got up to speed a little bit faster than this. The other engine, I think it's the A2 on the express run, definitely accelerates faster than this. And 120. Nice. We are at speed. Look at that running gear. That's cool. Does it have a cabin? It does have a cabin. Well done, modders. There's a bit of a climb here. You can hear the sound difference, but we're still doing 120. Yeah, there's a bit of a climb here because we have to bridge over two rivers. Yeah, so between this river and the previous one, we just have a embankment. Yeah, so kind of scroll up here. Yeah, and then it goes back down to grade again. Between episodes, I went along and made sure that the track wasn't reducing in speed because of the bridges, because of the bridge choice. They're all good. They're all not limited by the choice of bridge that we're doing. I love these distances. It makes these videos a little bit longer as we do the ride along, but it's just great to see these things fly along. When I was playing with this overnight, just working out what's physically possible, I actually ended up, I put down this train, and I actually happened to put it down just as the express was near it, and so I had that quintessential visual where the express train was slowly passing this lower speed train because it was doing 160, and that was kind of cool. Talking of which, hey bud. The audio escape in this game is pretty good. Pretty impressed. Alright, let's go into Trent and see how many people we pick up. Signals are flagging that we're... Well, this is just the entry into the area. And then... Yeah, I love these long curves. We've got all of the speed signs. That's the Queensland sign mod. And then... Oh, I don't have a signal there saying, hey, you're going left or right. Down to 80. And then another flag saying that we're onto the left platform. Another flag that we're onto the left platform. Yeah, I like those diorama trains there. Kind of gives it a nice edge. And let's fly through there. Not too many people. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve to get more people here, and we'll do them in a separate episode. A thing called the like a magnet. There's a couple of magnet mods where basically you put this thing down and it generates traffic. And there we go. So that thing's set to sit there for 30 seconds. While it's doing that, I am going to fix the signal over here because this should have real signals. Yeah, real signals. So this should have a... I'm going that way. I'm going that way. We'll have to work out the alignment. This is going to be a 2B. And look at that. Worked out. Perfect. So... yeah, I'm actually tempted to move this because this bar is blocking that, and that's not really kosher, and there's no real reason for these to be there. These do have names, so I don't want to lose that. Yeah, so let me put this, it's going to be one of these, it's going to be 4 wide. And I'm going to put that about the, actually, out of interest, if I put a waypoint here saying it's okay for you to go out into the main line, I'm going to do it quite late. Can I get this to span? So on the right hand side, let's do a double span. And, oh, we don't even need to, it fits. Nice. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so if I do that, and then from a real signal point of view, that's going to go there, and that's going to go there, and then I need to grab this name and copy paste that. And I think we've successfully expanded our network. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And yeah, this train's headed off. I think it probably has, and I think we're at the point where this guy, you've got 38 people. Before I go and dupe it and waste a lot of money, well, that money's a problem. Stopping on station's 110, and the guy's only got a capacity of 80. And you can see how Express has dropped off. That's what I was a little bit worried about. Because of that, train, manage vehicles, dupe, and we will end the episode watching this guy come out. Oh, as a... Oh, that was cool. How's that for timing? Nice. Oh, that's so long, that train. That's huge. This guy will get a chance to come out pretty soon. The signaling, I think, is going to let it... there's a gantry there. I don't know if you can see it right there, but there's 4 in a row there, and it should clear about now. Now-ish? There it goes. Out you come. Yeah, we'll call this the end of the episode. Yeah, this waypoint flags that we can go forward for sure. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and all that cool YouTube stuff as I try to keep the camera steady here. Shove a like on the video if you got this far. Actually, we'll do it this way. And yeah, it's been great to see this whole end-to-end map get finished. Actually, we haven't seen the train up north yet. We'll have to do that next episode. But as a second Flying Scotsman comes out, that will be it. See you next time, everybody, on Errors. Probably gonna make another town. I think let's make another route. Let's make the Great Eastern Railway next time. That way we can have more things thundering into Lone Stone. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.